Hey folks, I'm Kyle Lamb with Viking Tactics. I'm going to talk you through a little bit of how I rig my weapons inside of a vehicle. I carry an appendix rig most of the time, which is the easiest for me to get to. It's easy for me to protect. And if I have to do a support side only draw, I can still get to the weapon there. So when I get inside my vehicle, the problem we run into is if right now I started driving down the road and I had an issue, to get to my pistol, I've actually got to pull all this out and start digging for my gun. So what I try to do is before I get in that situation, once I'm in the vehicle, I untuck my shirt, if it was tucked in, if that was how I wanted to carry, and I just lay it over the top of my weapon. So now my seat belt goes where my belt goes, and I still have access to my weapon. So at this point, I'm driving down the road, everything's fine. When it's time for me to engage, if I have to, for example, engage out this window here, I would just reach down, and once I've stopped my vehicle, if you put it in park or just foot on the brake or whatever you're gonna do, I get my left hand down there, I pull that shirt up as high as I can get it, I take my right thumb and I drive it down my side until I get behind that weapon. Once I've done that, I just simply draw it like I normally would, and I engage the target. Okay, so that's how I would draw from inside the vehicle. Now just remember, I've got that appendix rig. I am not a big fan of reholstering in this position because then I'm pointing the gun at my pelvis, femoral arteries, and things like that. So if I had to reholster here, I'm actually going to take my holster out, re-rig it, and then just slide my holster in. So if I was going to do that after the gunfight, of course, or after I've trained, I'll do it something like this, slide it back in. All right, this time we're going to go live. We'll shoot a few rounds into this VTAC target and see how it goes. All right, folks, so that's how we're going to draw from concealment if we're carrying an appendix rig. Just remember, get your shirt where it needs to be. I don't want to alarm an officer if they come up to my vehicle either, so if I get stopped by law enforcement, I'm going to keep my hands on the steering wheel. I'm going to tell them that I'm carrying an appendix rig just to make sure they understand where my weapon's at so nobody gets alarmed.